Everybody knows revolvers never fail, right? Okay, guys, so here's the story. My stepson Juan called me up. He just got his concealed carry license. He called me and asked me to go shooting with him. He's a new shooter. He's still a little uncomfortable around a shooting range. He's not sure about the etiquette of shooting ranges. This is only the fourth time he's ever been shooting. I shot a little video of the day. We didn't go to make a video. We went to shoot and practice, and so he could learn about guns and about shooting range etiquette. And I gotta say, he picks up stuff so fast. This is a video of him shooting my Beretta PX4 Storm Compact. He had never seen this gun before, never touched the gun before, had no idea anything about this gun. He picks it up and totally drills the target on the first magazine. He's pretty natural. I gotta say, he's gonna be a good shooter if he really sticks to it. He's already a good shooter. He's probably better than me already. We brought along several guns with us, including my wife's Ruger LCR. She carries this gun more than any other gun, and a big part of the reason why she carries this gun is because revolvers generally do not fail. Very rare for a revolver to fail. I've been shooting revolvers since the 80s. I have never seen one fail in person until this day, and technically the revolver didn't fail, the ammo failed. We were shooting several of the guns. I asked my stepson, do you want to shoot the LCR? He says, sure. So I dig in the bottom of my range bag and I pull up a box of 38 special ammo, which turned out to be aluminum cased, which I had no idea I had ever even bought in aluminum ammo, but I had a box of aluminum ammo. Most indoor ranges, as you probably know, will not let you shoot aluminum ammo, brass cased only. And so I sent him to the shop at the gun range to pick up a box of 38 special. So he gets a box of range load 38 special. If you ever bought ammo at a shooting range, you know they reload the brass, and it's not the best quality control. So we're firing the LCR. We had shot 30, 40 rounds through it. We're getting near the end of the box. I load up the cylinder, empty as you can see. I load up the cylinder, fire 4 rounds, go to pull the trigger the 5th time, nothing happens. It's jammed up. And I'm thinking there is something severely wrong with the internal mechanism of the revolver. I'm thinking something broke. You know, what the heck's going on? I'm looking at it from the left side and trying to push the button. I can't push the button. Point it downrange. I cannot pull the trigger. It's completely locked up. I finally turn it this way. There's a bullet sticking out right here. The projectile actually came dislodged from the cartridge, was sticking out about 1/4 of an inch proud of the cylinder. And I'm looking at this saying, this cannot be good. Never seen that happen before. Totally wedged in there, cannot move the trigger, cannot open the cylinder because the cylinder only turns one way and the bullet is blocking the cylinder. I was pretty sure that the firing pin had not struck the primer, so I was not overly concerned about a hang fire or something like that, but just out of an abundance of caution, laid the gun down facing downrange on the bench, called the range officer over. He gets a roll pin punch and tapped with the rubber mallet, tapped the bullet back into the cylinder. We opened it up. The gun was fine. He looked at the cartridge, and the crimp marks were almost non-existent. So apparently it was a mistake in reloading the range round. The bullet was barely crimped in there, and the best I can figure is that this thing is very light. It has a pretty strong recoil. I'm thinking when I fired the 4th round, the recoil was enough to shake the bullet loose where it was sticking out right here. And the gun was totally locked up and useless. Nothing you could do with it at that point. You might as well have used it as a club. I was very surprised. I asked the range officer, have you ever seen anything like this before? And he said he never had. He was actually calling people over from from the gun range to look at it because he had never seen anything like that himself. And I know it's a very, very rare occurrence. And I know it's the ammo's fault because there's not a lot of quality control on range load reloads. And the first thing that popped into my mind, my wife carries this for self-defense. Hopefully she wouldn't need to fire 5 rounds in self-defense if she ever did need to use this thing. But I was thinking, if you're using this thing in a self-defense situation and that were to happen, where you were to lock up on the last round and you can't shoot it and you needed that round, that would be a pretty sad situation. Luckily, we always carry good quality self-defense ammo, not range rounds when, you know, for self-defense. But that could have been a serious situation. Anyway, that was just an odd situation. A freak thing, I'm sure it must have happened somewhere at some time before, but I've never heard of it happening. And this is an absolutely, pointing it at the camera so you can see it's empty. This is an absolutely fine weapon. There is nothing wrong with it at all. It works fine, never had any problems with it. That was the one and only jam or error or hiccup of any kind we've ever had with this gun, and that was because of the ammo. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Have you guys ever heard of anything like that before? I never had, and the range officer never had heard of anything like that or seen anything like that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.